What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Now Featuring Podcast. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Kyle.
And this is our guest, Matt Morph.
What's up, guys?
Interesting fact, his full name is Matthew Morphopoulos, which is the coolest name that I've ever heard. So, Matt, you're really into promoting and social media and entrepreneurship, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So you go to OU.
I do.
What's your major?
Entrepreneurship.
Oh, sweet.
That's
awesome. A really dope degree.
Thanks, man.
So what does that consist of? Like, what kind of courses are you taking?
I mean, it's a lot of just general business classes right now, but
Okay.
What it goes into, it's new venture development and just figuring out what people need and figuring out pretty much how people work. Say we can look at a normal person and be like, this is something that they would use. There's a problem that hasn't been met yet.
Right. So can you give me like an example?
Oh, man. I know a lot of things in drones, innovation with drones right now.
Amazon's doing that delivery thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Delivery, but not even that. There's going to be a lot of automation with drones where we're going to have little things like, say there was a gas leak, they'd have a company take control of drones and they'll scavenge the area and they'll do things that a lot of people would do, but it would be more dangerous if actual people did it.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, there's I don't know, there's a lot of things in new technology, VR.
Right.
It's a world that's ever expanding right now.
Yeah, and I mean, robots are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's like stuff as a kid you thought you wouldn't see, and now they're becoming real.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're in the
crazy.
future right now.
We are.
2017. What a year.
Well, dude, have you guys ever seen like, you remember those Roombas, those small like, they like cleaned your house?
The vacuum, yeah.
I saw like this video on Reddit of the path it takes, how it learns to clean your house, and like that's crazy that robots are like learning that quickly and adapting to things.
Exactly.
Just shows like our technology is booming so quickly.
Just imagine what like our technology is going to be like 10 years from now, because everything changes. With technology, it's like every 10 to 15 years, I think they said.
Right.
Like something like brand new and like something that we've never seen before comes out.
Yeah, I mean, because think about it. Like 10 years ago was 2007. Like we had the fucking iPod, the little shuffle.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? And then it like turned into the Nano, and then the touch screen, and then just blew up past that, and we got the iPhone. Like that was not that long ago. That was under
exactly
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Was it? Yeah. That's crazy
how things have changed,
like
man.
Yeah, for sure.
Steve Jobs. Crazy dude. R.I.P. And you actually read a lot of his books and stuff, don't you? Or books about him?
Yeah, I'm starting to read his biography right now. He's led an interesting life. He was a weird mixture of technology and this kind of trippy hipster kind of vibe that was arising in the California area. He was really heavy into psychedelics, exploring the mind, self-awareness. He was really into Zen Buddhism and just all sorts of Eastern philosophies.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool.
That is really cool.
That's cool that someone like that, owned a multi-billion-dollar company.
Exactly. Have you seen all like the movies they've done?
I've seen it a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one with Ashton Kutcher was really good.
Yeah. That one was pretty good. Yeah, that had a fucking Josh. I can't remember his last name, but he plays Olaf in Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the friend. I'm pretty sure. So going back to entrepreneurship and social media, do you think that social media is becoming like incredibly innovative in ways of advertising and business and all those kind of things?
No, that's kind of an interesting question. I think the whole point of social media is creating an environment for which users can be creative and innovative. Definitely Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat have made it innovative and have made innovations to allow people to do it. But really what's really crazy right now is people are finding weird and niche ways to actually use social media to their advantage, especially artists right now.
What do you mean?
I don't know. There's a couple things that I've been seeing recently where they'll be putting the, especially because the Instagram's new update that you can have longer videos. There's all these accounts now where you can make covers, and the covers are longer now. And
snap.
Yeah, and it's a really great way to get out there for a lot of artists. Yeah, it's It's a wild world.
Because I remember, Snapchat combined it to a couple seconds, and then they started changing it to, you could take several Snapchats in one session, and Instagram's doing that too. So it's like a really cool way.
Yeah, and with the introduction of like stories.
Yeah.
I mean, even on Facebook stories, I don't know anybody who uses Facebook stories, but I mean, it is a way to reach like a broader audience. Like most people have more friends on Facebook than they do on their other social media.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially somebody who's just like kind of a small town dude, but kind of want to get his voice out there.
Right. Because, I mean, I've had my Facebook since probably 7th grade.
Right.
7th grade. And so, of course, I have like over 1,000 friends, but that's over the accumulation of years. And I didn't get my Instagram or Twitter till like high school or something like that. So I feel like Facebook definitely reaches a wider audience than other places, but only for that reason.
Well, now with the live feature, I think it's 1 in every 5 video, don't quote me on that, is a live Facebook video right now. So I'd be surprised to see people like who have something to say, whether it's music or any content they want to push out. It's going to be live. People can have concerts. They can have whole debates on Facebook Live nowadays. You can learn and see like debates and people talking on interesting topics all over the place. Just in your bedroom right now.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
And I mean, Facebook Live is changing things. Because, I mean, you've heard when DAPL was a huge thing, Facebook Live was massive because you were getting live updates about everything. And that's crazy that we could instantly get updates for what was going on over there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, in respects to news, it's like it's changing everything. And even like you said with bands, like you can do concerts. And so, like, people don't feel like they're missing out.
There used to be an app called Periscope. I think it's still pretty popular, but I mean that's pretty much taking over what they're doing, and it might push Periscope out, like with all these bigger social medias actually getting into that.
Well, because Periscope was powered through Twitter, and Twitter's kind of been losing its significance pretty recently, so I guess that makes sense. So going forward, do you think there are going to be a lot of trends on social media that we might see, or advances or changes that could come pretty soon?
I say for right now, there's going to be a lot of people are going to start using stories in whole different ways, where in YouTube, for example, they had all these like storytellers who would use their videos to capture an audience and create video content with cameras that are really high tech. And right now it's at the palm of our hands. And for the average day person who say I'm into music or I'm into a topic, I know a lot of my friends that I've met, they express their political opinions, they'll express their ideas and these innovative ideas on social media, on Snapchat, on Instagram, and they'll push that and they'll make a dialogue, they'll make a story. So I think what we're going to see a lot of is a lot more people starting to actually talk into social media,
right? Where
it's going to be we're going to start seeing a lot of stories. We're going to see stories through other people's eyes. And even in, for example, an artist, I think Addy Soliman, I know he's doing something right now on Instagram. He just made a story where he used his music video on the story. So he overlapped his actual music that came out, and he used video that he took with his phone or with other cameras, but he edited it in a way that fit onto that story platform so it could reach different audience in a different way. And I think that's what's really going to push the envelope, finding new people to find creative ways to use Instagram, Snapchat, even Facebook. I know we don't really use Facebook too much anymore.
But still.
Yeah. We were talking about it the other day for like when we post videos and stuff, features now on Instagram, stories, and Snapchat, you can actually slide up and it'll take you, it's like a built-in link.
Right.
So it'll take you straight to that video, or it might just start playing right there on the app.
Right. And that's a cool, neat little feature. Just you can immediately promote things right there, and people can go to it. Because I know, like with a lot of people, even I'm guilty of it. I'll see someone promoting something. I'm like, oh yeah, I should watch that, and then I just like don't watch it. I'll forget about it, save it till later.
I'm the same way.
But if that link is like right there, if all I have to do is swipe up and watch it, I'm more likely to do that because it's easily accessible.
Right. Well, that's the crazy thing right now is that sharing content and creating content is so accessible to anyone. Like, I know these kids who are 6 and they're already uploading their YouTube channel.
Whoa.
They're doing stuff on Facebook. Like, they're okay with being out there. Like, this openness that we're finding in our generation is multiplying as these new kids come up right now.
Exactly.
And
that's crazy.
So what I think is going to be really interesting to see is how do we filter through all this content? Because if everyone's making content, how are you going to find great content out of the musk and all the dirt?
Right, because there's just going to be so much to file through.
Right.
That's crazy. And we, like, I know we three were born pretty much like right before the technological boom. So like we had some stuff growing up, but like cell phones came around like when we were like,
I remember. Yeah, I remember like 3rd grade. I had like this little Nokia.
Yeah.
And it literally just had one number in it, and that was like my parents.
My first phone was in 5th grade with a Nokia flip phone. It was one of those that, like, it was really hard to break, but it was super satisfying when I got a new phone and I actually did break it. Yeah. That was actually one of the most satisfying experiences as a child.
Right.
But it's kind of neat that we were born right on the edge, right on the cusp of that, and then kids younger than us now grew up with that. That's all they know.
Yeah, I see 3-year-olds. Even my 3-year-old sister knows how to unlock a cell phone. If you show her the code, she can open it. Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, props to like Apple and products like that are baby friendly. Even a baby can get it.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's innovative. Like, no matter how you look at it, that's pretty innovative.
I feel like, I don't know, I was born in 95. If I was born between like 2000 and 2003, like right now, I'd be like just at the age where, a lot of jobs are offering more like social media marketing jobs, more graphic design jobs for like logos and advertisements and stuff like that. I feel like if I was born in between those years, I would have grew up with it. Because now in high schools, they're teaching people Photoshop. Like my old high school didn't do Photoshop until 2 or 3 years after I graduated. Mm-hmm. And if I would have done that in high school, who knows what I'd be at now. Right.
My high school never offered those kinds of classes, but they did like concurrent classes with like Tulsa Tech and TCC in my area. So you could like do classes outside of school or college courses, and it would count towards your credit. Mm-hmm. But like my high school itself had like computer science classes, but nothing of that sort.
No, I think it's interesting right now. Nowadays, I know people our age are thinking, man, I wish we did Adobe products. I wish I learned the Adobe suites.
Yep. Yeah.
But think about in the future right now, like with artificial intelligence going on, a lot of those jobs, we have no idea if they're going to be replaced, because there's a lot of intuitive thinking right now with AI that you can just talk into the computer and said, I want something that looks like this. I want this, and you set the factors, and then it gives you it. And it's like, okay, I want it more minimal. I want it more, and it'll interpret it instead of actually having to manually input everything. You're telling the computer and you're working with the computer instead of having to have all those technical skills.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Just going back to like how much technology is advancing. That's crazy. Just right before us.
Now you can get like 3D printers in your home.
Yeah,
like
those are commercially available.
Yeah,
just like VR, man. That's crazy, because that was about this last December. They chose to do that right at the perfect time, at Christmas time, and they're like, "Oh, VR, let's push this."
Exactly.
But that's when it just
really cool. You know how they have those silent discos, and they're kind of like out and it's like no noise. What if there was like a silent disco but with VR? So you pay,
so you're completely immersed in the VR.
If it gets high tech enough, you get your VR, your setup, you got your music, and then you can see the artist going on. You have your online AV or avatar going around. You can meet other people while this dude's like jumping out and playing his music, man.
Yeah, that would be a cool way to do concerts. A really futuristic way to do concerts.
That would, to fill all those empty seats.
And then the band just plays in some like garage or something. They just put like a VR. It's like a holographic type of thing.
Exactly.
And then you're connected through the internet, and everyone is there.
It'd be way cheaper too.
Whoa! Yeah. And you don't have to leave your house.
Yeah.
But doesn't that kind of like defeat the purpose of being like a musician though?
Oh, it totally does. I'm not saying that's a great idea, but that is a crazy way to do concerts.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe if like they were just like kind of chilling, like working on some new material or something, like hey,
as
here's a little sneak peek if you wanna.
That would be cool. Yeah. You still do live concerts, so people get that authentic feeling, because there's just something about seeing a live concert.
Exactly.
But then for promotional stuff, they're like, hey, tune in at 12 o'clock. You just pop on your VR and you watch them perform for a little bit.
Exactly.
Go about your day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think
that really needs to happen.
A lot of cool possibilities with social media.
Give it another 10 years, you never know.
That's true.
I've got this this teacher in my 20th century music class, and he always talks about, when he brings up the internet, he goes, enjoy it while you have it. It'll only last another 10 years. He says that often, and it just makes me think, like, what is going to take over in the next 10 years? Because there's going to be something huge.
Exactly.
We just don't know what yet.
It could just be virtual reality. It really could.
Yeah. Maybe it's just going to be internet in a new form. Like, just, how when we Google things, like, it takes time to actually input that.
Mm-hmm.
What if instead of having to Google things, you legit talk to your computer and it intuitively knows based off of your other search history knowledge that this is stuff that you would like.
That'd be
instead
crazy.
of like they get better at searching for content because, like I said, there's so much content out there.
There is. Yep, you got to file through it.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're about at time. So I wanted to thank you, Matt. Thanks so much for coming on today's show. Really enjoy. Is there some social media that people can follow you on? Follow some of your entrepreneur stuff?
Oh man, you can follow me at Matt Morph 190.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, we'll put links to that. Awesome. Just thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It was a real pleasure having you on.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.